The second one is fundamental basis of sustainability is that infrastructure needs to go with the housing, and with any sense we're exceeding our projected accessibility compared to the new standards, which is what all the local planning authorities can be asked to do. I know Sean and Dora can't make this work, also looking for the patches of housing to fill in within the two companies in their two areas. I think it's important, and I emphasised it a little while ago, that we make sure that it's clear to everyone, and also to the left, the support there, that infrastructure has to go with where the housing is going to be put. If it's not possible to put further housing into certain areas, then the infrastructure needs to go where the housing is being diverted to make sure that those communities have got local jobs, local transport, local services, so that they thrive as well. We can't focus the infrastructure into the cities if the housing isn't going in there as well, and that's a very important question. I welcome all the views on that. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Gary. I think you're absolutely right, and of course that's very much at the core of the action about devolution bill as well, as saying we need an infrastructure guarantee. We cannot reasonably expect to take a load of extra housing if we can't guarantee the roads and the schools and everything else that could be in place. Anybody else? Keith?
Sure. Disappointed we haven't been able to get to a point where we can publish a strategy now, because I think that there is really pressing need to crack on with working through how we can deliver more homes to meet the needs. We carry on through to certainly beyond 2026. I think it goes to 2036 does make sense. So I really hope we can keep this revised timetable with this in front of us this evening. I think we all have to accept, appreciate this is hard in some areas, that government is really genuinely committed to ensuring that all councils do more housing, because we have collectively under-delivered over quite some considerable time. That's true, as it is of the vast majority of authorities across South Hampshire and indeed the country as a whole. So that does mean that we need to put more emphasis on working out how we can increase supply. And that's both in the short term and the long term, and inevitably that means an overall increase in supply as well as an acceleration. I think it's also the case that we need to understand that historically, and Martin touched on this, that the suburban districts of South Hampshire have had to contribute to meeting the needs of the more urban districts of South Hampshire, which effectively means Southampton and Portsmouth. You can argue case by way I Gosport, I wouldn't personally, but Southampton and Portsmouth have not been able to, with odd exceptions, been able to meet their housing need because they are very constrained urban areas. They accept increased density, which is helped to revitalize their cities, and there's clearly more about to come. But all the other districts across South Hampshire, in all the districts across South Hampshire, have historically had to contribute to helping meet that need that can't be met in the cities. And the challenge is how we work out how we do that. It's obviously very difficult, and the process that we've got here, I hope, we'll see everyone approaching this with great enthusiasm, both to help the cities with their need, but also make sure that we can meet South Hampshire's need within South Hampshire. Because I suspect there could be, along the way, some siren voices that say, well, actually we can't meet South Hampshire need in South Hampshire, and level up into met somewhere else. So I can't believe the government will see the logic in any siren voices that noise emerging online saying that. It seems to me credible that we might be suggesting that South Hampshire's need be met in Hart or Chichester or maybe in Christchurch, because South Hampshire's urban economy broadly is based around the travel to work areas of our cities. So let's put a marker down that we said we're looking that we collectively and collaboratively to genuinely target.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I think I completely agree with Councillor House. I think it would be great for us to be in a position where all agree. But I think what we're grappling with is we have got 12 local authorities that all needs to be, singing for the same issue. But I think I'm optimistic that we will work through it and get there. Hopefully. I think there is, in terms of the duty to cooperate. Certainly there's been, the pressures from London is a key one, and that is impacting on Surrey, and that will then impact and eventually hit country, there's a lot of people having unmet needs, but eventually it will affect Hampshire. So there is pressure from London, and so we need to be mindful of that this issue is not going to go away.
That touches on one of the issues I wanted to raise as a question. I was, in fact, a few weeks ago at a meeting in London with the London Mayor's office, and there was a big discussion about movements from London into various parts of the South East. And I'd be quite interested in knowing the assumptions that lie behind the figures that are being presented to us on what is the calculation on migration, inward migration into this part of the world. Where are those migrants coming from? Which parts? Is it just London? Is it other parts of the South East? So what work has been done on that? Can anyone give any figures on that? And also that we take a slightly different view from the one that Keith took. But we are now presenting a bid for devolution for Hampshire and the Isle of Wight. There was a meeting this morning, all sorts of figures were being produced, presented to the Secretary of State and the Government for Hampshire development, and maybe the time is coming when instead of just looking at particularly South Hampshire, that we get together and have a collective view for Hampshire and the Isle of Wight. In that sense, and certainly the two have to be reconciled one with the other. And I must confess I am not so moved to believe that South Hampshire is such a self-contained unit that we do not find people living in one part of the county and working in another part of the county. This is always up and down the M327 But I'm just saying, if we're having movements about the evolution bit, giving Hampshire ideas, we have to make sure that there is some discussion and reconciliation between this kind of just ignoring and thinking it's quite self-contained.
I think whichever way it may pan out, the duty to cooperate will extend anyway. So all of that should really need to cooperate because of them being the updated spatial strategy when it comes along to the approach in terms of migration.
Well, they are available now. They will be. Quite like to see them now.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My apologies for my late arrival. I was doing a personal inspection of all the infrastructure black spots around the county. And it brought to mind one of the challenges we have. I think that we are seeing the preceding meeting and the previous session of this group. The growing divide between the haves and the have-nots, those who've got a need and those who don't, those who have remaining space and those who don't. And I really believe that we're going to have to recognise that difference. Yes, Winchester and Test Valley and East Hampshire have land which could be converted into housing to meet the needs of Southampton and Portsmouth. What's in it for us? Why would we? We have no need. Our SHMA, which covers the whole of our district, not just the southern part, doesn't recognise that we have any need. Our housing we're delivering far exceeds the actual needs that we've identified, and does for many years to come. And would not need to be extended very far to meet our needs up to identified needs up to 2036. So I'm not sure we've got much skin in this game, particularly with the growing infrastructure problems which I've enjoyed this evening. You put houses in large numbers in South Winchester or some Test Valley. Why? If you were to live there, you won't be able to get to any jobs in Southampton and Portsmouth without the extra infrastructure. You have to get our ducks in a row across the piece, not just focus on housing. I'm concerned that we are not looking at the whole picture.
Thank you very much. Last one, Martin, if you could find one.
Yes, it's about the duty to cooperate, and we're looking at it in many ways with Gloria and Keith Mann, set aside there to, it's going to be a very interesting meeting. But what was a bit alarming is that our colleagues from Surrey seem to think that a duty to cooperate is actually to push their housing from Surrey into Hampshire. So maybe we should be looking at things slightly more global, as always suggests. We don't live in a isolation. So I don't know whether that what comment was that was, or running a large down or what, but I guess it's beware of the elements approaching us from the east.
Thank you very much. I think there was a letter from Croydon, wasn't there?
Yes, there is, yes, that's from Croydon, so it's unfortunate that's happening across the country, so everybody's saying, well, I've got an unmet need, I've got an unmet need, and they're looking to their neighbours, so I think we're going to have that anyway. But essentially, government's commitment is you need to try and resolve it first within your neighbours, within your neighbouring authorities.
Okay, okay, there's a lot of work here still to do, but for the moment we're asked to note the progress that's being made and to agree the timetable. So is that agreed?
I'm not 100% sure that I want to agree very much this evening. I'm not prepared to note the progress that's being made. But I'm always wary of finding that we will certainly agree something. I agree it's work in progress, but I would rather say, certainly from my perspective, that we note progress and we note the line of action. But I'm not agreeing to it.
I'm sure, Roy, that members would be happy to note the progress and note the timetable.
Yeah.
That's agreed. Thank you very much.